everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is Omotalani Ige, and today we'll be discussing an issue of great concern to every Nigerian, and even if you're not Nigerian, I think you should pay attention, and that is the issue of Japa syndrome in Nigeria. For my audience that's not Nigerian or does not know what Japa is the Yoruba word that simply means to flee or to leave a country to another in search of greener pasture majorly. And research has shown that in the past 2 years, over 3.6 million Nigerians have left the country. It's very, very concerning, right? And the controller, Muritala Mohammed International Airport Command, Mrs. Adeshola, said that the NIS Migration Information Data Analysis System showed that about 2,115,139 persons immigrated from Nigeria in 2022, while 1,574,357 left the country away from Nigeria in January to September 31st, 2023, making it a total of 3,679,496 persons that have left Nigeria in a span of 2 years. Based on the statistics, the next question everybody's asking, even if you're not Nigerian, you want to know, why is everybody feeling like Japa is the best solution to their problems? There are so many factors contributing to this decision that people make in Nigeria, not just because of the fact that the outer world seems to be more rosy than here. There are so many times people have tried to endure, so many things people have put up with, but it doesn't seem that the country is getting any better. I mean, research also shows that an average Nigerian has tried and given their best, but nothing seems to be working, and they've lost faith in the Nigerian economic system. They've lost faith in the government. There's no faith left in us. They are done fighting, so they'd rather go to a place that can provide them with what they need than stay here and just continue to suffer. Right? There are a couple of factors that prompt people to just want to leave the country after thinking about it. Adding two and two together, they just feel like, let's just go. Like, there's nothing more for me in this country. And the first one that is serving as the cap, because they say when the head is bad, every other thing is malfunctioning, is the political instability. The country, we can see and tell that Nigeria's politics are just off the charts. Like, they are above and all and beyond in terms of corruption, in terms of injustice. Just name it. Nigeria, we are there. When it comes to the political instability in this country, Nigeria would definitely not fail to always remind you of how bad it is. The next one would be the economic opportunities that people get outside the country. An average Nigerian is someone that has flex for working. An average Nigerian is hard working, right? But then in a country where you put in so much work and you don't see anything in return, you are so discouraged and you don't even want to have anything to do with that. And our research shows that after COVID in late 2019, a lot of people just gave up on the economic system that was at the verge of even breaking down before now. And they decided, let's go outside this country and find better things to do with our lives, right? The next one would be the unemployment rate in Nigeria. Unemployment and underemployment. Like, in every 10 youths, the best you get is 3 of them employed. And most times the jobs they get are not even up to the standard of what they are qualified for, what their quality brings. So it's just very discouraging to have gone to school, studied for years, and then you come out, you end up as a bus driver. You end up as an Uber driver. You are riding taxi. It just does not make sense. Or you are selling pastries. No offense to pastry sellers. But then it's just very concerning, because why would you put in so much effort to build yourself only to come out and not get what you deserve? There's a meme that's been circulating on a lady that finished her NYSC, and right after, she left the country, because everybody knows, it's already said in most persons that if you don't have connection, if you don't have what it takes, if you don't have God in this country, to get employed is very, very difficult. The next one would be the educational and skill development. We see for a country, right, for a nation that puts so much respect and label on education, an average Nigerian is programmed with the methodology and the mentality that your education determines your worth. Your education determines the level of honor and respect you get in a country like Nigeria. People go as far as getting their masters, their PhD, only to prove a point that they are worthy of being respected and leaving BSc behind. And in a country that actually puts so much value on education, it's an irony because they put so much value on education, but then they do not provide the facilities to nurture this flair they have put in their citizens. Every average Nigerian would want to study and get skills. They want to do certain things, but because of the limitation of the facilities that are provided in the country, they would rather just go outside. It's not very comfortable studying abroad. I hope you know that, because 30 to 50% of the fees you have to pay upfront before you're able to even get into the schools, which are in to 3,000 to 7,000 euros, which is not small money in Nigeria currency if you transfer it back to Naira. But then people do not have choices but to do these things because they feel, oh, if I do it now, I'm making a sacrifice for myself because I know I will get this money back when I start working. But if you do that in Nigeria, you're not getting your money back. So they'll rather make the sacrifice and to just pay and go through it. And after school, they know that their work is appreciated abroad and they will be able to get the money they've sacrificed back to themselves, right? And we see that ASU has made cries. They strike twice every year. They do so many things, but the government still has not done anything about it. It just makes students so frustrated, and many persons now will rather go and study in Canada. Right? Every average Nigerian will say, after secondary school, I just want to study in Canada. I want to do my master's abroad, which is good for globalization's sake, but then it's causing a form of brain drain in Nigeria because every single professional is leaving the country because they are not appreciated. We see that Shatima last week was talking about how medical doctors should stay in the country, which is very funny, seeing that the medical facilities are not even up to standard, the fact that there are less and less infrastructure made available for them, the fact that there are thousands of Nigerians with very little medical help for them. We see that doctors are just discouraged. Their pay is not up to a thing. And they would rather just go abroad and do what they do best. We see that one of the vaccines that was used for COVID that was provided by the UK was made by a Nigerian doctor. And one might ask, why did he not make it here in Nigeria? Well, the answer is very clear. The infrastructure, the encouragement, nothing seems to be working for them here. So they would rather go outside the country to get these things done. I feel like so many other factors contribute to these things, but looking at all of the listed problems, come on now, you would also want to leave the country. Except the government tries their best to do better, which they have not done over the years, so I don't blame people leaving. But then if they actually really try to make it worth staying, to make this country worth fighting for, I feel people would come back home. I want to live their lives here, which is going to be a beautiful thing for Nigeria and the world at large. Thank you and have a beautiful day.